I am your virtual career coach. I've been operating as your coach for the last 5.5 years. I haven't been live streaming because my second grader has not been feeling well. He experienced respiratory virus where he was really struggling with breathing. Today's live stream, I want to talk a bit about what the market is telling us. The second thing I want to talk about is what can I do and what do you need? Not even talk about land a job. Let's talk about landing job interviews. Google algorithm loves it when they see engagement, which means that they will trigger a lot of the people who are on YouTube right now because they're also unemployed. They cannot afford a coach. So this is all free for you. And in the live stream, I generally do a lot of resume review, LinkedIn review. I even review your star story for my paid YouTube community member. If you wanted to support my work, no pressure to you. It's $3.99. You could hit the join button in any of my video or live chat. You guys can always drop your questions in any of my videos at all. I am the founder and career coach. I've been operating hollylee.co for the last 6 years. It's been a tremendous experience working with a lot of professionals. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about what I have in mind. By the way, to help you all pass your phone interview or your on-site interview, I want to show you what I have. Um, and for those who are new, you know that I don't script anything. I don't. So this is it. 2 sticky notes, like literally a few words on each sticky notes. And this is trying to help me stay on top of what I wanted to talk about with your amazing people. So let's get started here really quick, okay? The first thing is, I know I don't want to get too deep into this because after all, this is a career coaching interview transition channel. The market had completely shifted. I have never in my career of 25 years seen anything like this before, ever. Usually, when there's a recession or market crash with the real estate, stocks, bonds, crypto, I'm not into any of that stuff. I don't even want to talk about any of that stuff, but the market will bounce back slowly, or there is certain industry that are heating up as the rest of the industry goes down. In this case, almost everything just pretty much went to hell. That is true. All right. So if you guys have been following the news at all, and I would encourage you to do so because that affects everything on how the job market operate. First and foremost, I think a lot of employers are being very lean into opening up more open position. That is because they are getting ready for I I don't want to say there's the recession is going to get worse or better because no one really foresee that. Is very uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. But what I can tell you is because a lot of startup, multi-billion employer, all the maintain company, which is the Amazon, the Google, the Meta, the Microsoft, they all has its own challenges inside corporation, and there's always a reason why employers are not opening up more position. But what I can tell you is that everyone in the mom is focusing on AI right now. That is true. That is true. So if you're a non-tech professional and you don't know what data science is or machine learning or specialized computer vision, anything that has to do with robotic or any artificial intelligence, I would say this is perhaps a time for you to look at what your skills can do to integrate into those environment, not skill set, because no one's asking you to code, right? Or look at design patterns. That's what ML machine learning does. So rather than doing so, if you're a program manager, product manager, marketing manager, finance, even or recruiting, just look at ways that you can get your feet into those unique projects because those are going to provide what I want to call job security. And I see AI and robotics being the new thing for the next 10 years. That is how I feel. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is the second recessions I've gone through. The first one was 2008. Okay. That's first. Secondly, you've heard a lot of government budget being cut. Government meaning federal workers. I don't know if you're aware, but there are millions of people in the United States in that area. So what is going to happen to those employees? Well, either your private sector or public sector, it's time to get out of the sector. That's what I'm trying to tell you all. Okay. I know the one thing that is still fairly hot is the financial industry. You guys are expecting me to talk about Amazon, aren't you? I got you, aren't you? Amazon will always be there. It's not going anywhere. At the end of the day, even if they're not hiring in the massive scale as they used to, it's there. It will always be there. And I'm still getting coaching clients that are interviewing at Amazon specifically. Okay. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is, and I talk about this over and over again, you never want to put all your eggs in one basket. More so, don't just focus on one specific industry. The tech world is not extremely the hottest thing, but if you look at company who again generate any type of AI at all, like Nvidia, I made a post on LinkedIn 2 weeks ago. I talk about my top three company, which is Nvidia being one of them, Meta being another one. Microsoft is doing a lot of AI stuff on the open source, as well as Amazon, right? I'm not saying only focusing on those big giant company, but there's a lot of pre-IPO employers, even startups, that's working on a lot of the cool stuff. So find out who they are, okay? You can easily go on Google and do a search in your local areas because every geography is very different. I'm in Phoenix, and let me tell you, in Phoenix, the tech present here, I'm not really feeling very hot. I've been here for 2 years right now. The only tech that's really here is Intel. Okay. And I think they laid off 1,300 employees last month or something like that. But then again, everyone is cutting different organizations and keeping what is niche, which is around what AI. Okay. Um, that's what I have, the first part of my agenda. So I would love to answer a lot of your questions relating to that. And let me know in the live chat. Are you looking for a job? Are you looking to land? And would just say looking to land interviewed, or are you looking for interview prep? Because they're two complete different things. So I can talk about relevancies around what your needs are. Okay. Well, Sentho. Hello, Sentho. Denise. Hello, Denise from Oakland. Love your profile pictures. Okichukwu, if I can pronounce it. My apologies. From United Kingdom. Awesome. Lee Marvin, how are you? So the second thing I wanted to talk about is strategies to get that job. And what on earth does that even mean? Okay. I don't think the live stream is going to allow me time. I feel I could talk about this topic until the cow comes home, but let me just be very brief with you guys. This is a time to really gather what you want it to do next, and you must have a strategy. I repeat, you need to have a strategy. And I talked about this way before the recession, way before COVID, by the way. And what did I say? Those of you who've been around me for the last 5+ years have heard me do this. So please bear with me as I'm repeating myself. If you're just applying to a job, you'd be very lucky if somebody looked at your resume and then hit reject or decline. Why? Because at the end of the day, a lot of these recruiters are still using their internal ATS system, applicant tracking system. And what does that even mean? That means that they only care to find you in the buzzword or things that are relevant to what they're recruiting on. As mentioned earlier, if you are non-tech trying to get to any project relating to like artificial intelligence, for example, even banking, the financial industry, a lot of folks are going into that the niche project or niche skills for the future, right? So I'm seeing more and more company that are doing that. AI, guys and gals, are not new. AI are just a bunch of words or a bunch of data in your terminology, right? A bunch of data, and they're just gathering data patterns and what we call now AI. So the more information that's out on the World Wide Web, the easier for AI to contrast and spit out the results, right? So with that said, you guys heard of ChatGPT? That's a perfect example of AI. ChatGPT, I don't know why other companies are not doing it, but I give it all to the CEO of ChatGPT. They're the first person to build a platform where they're really taking all the data that is ever on the internet and giving you the answer. That's really it. Okay. So if a lot of people say, we're going to be replaced by robot, Well, I do think that there are maybe some roles that could be replaced, maybe customer service, right? But when it comes to program management, product management, for example, how are you going to replace that by robots? Robot does not have your skill. Sure, they're spitting what you want to say. They could use avatar, but at the end of the days, um, you still want that human connection and the knowledge base that you cannot just transition to a robot. Okay. I know that is a really scary time. I am about to turn off my Facebook newsfeed because I feel like every morning when I look at my newsfeed, something comes up. Lately, it's been building robot. No names. Don't even want to talk about it because it's opening up a different can of worm. But it is really a time for you guys to strategize what exactly you want to do next. I would highly advise that you make multiple versions of your resume and not just one. Okay. Um, there's a lot of recruiters. I've been in recruiting for at least 20 years out of my 25, 26 years career. And I would say that most of the folks who are super senior staff recruiter or leaders are unemployed because why? Or organizations are not hiring. So therefore, there's no need for folks with that skills. So I've advised a lot of my friends to look for a role in program management that has to do with TA, which is talent acquisitions, right? Even going into a lot of project oriented or a lot of customer service solution or management role or projects or services where they could utilize your skills instead of just applying to the same type of role over and over and over again and getting nowhere. Okay. If what I just said makes sense, please put it in the live chat. And now I wanted to look at some of your Q&A, but in the end, I do have the last part I wanted to talk to you guys about as you are trying to strategize your game plan, I want to call it. If you should you need help, I am still running the VIP coaching program. The next program will start in 2 weeks. If you guys are interested in it for my YouTube community member, I am happy to offer you a discount, and I'm only taking 5 members at the time to keep it very lean. That is because it's very personalized coaching for you and I in my platform. I do run a weekly Zoom coaching session with those individuals, very niche and tight group. And we're going to focus a lot on strategizing, rebranding your entire resume, how to split it into 2, 3, or 4 different CV or branding, and also focusing on your communication skills. You all need to really have a way to set yourself apart. I've said this over and over again. If you're just going to apply for a job, it doesn't work. It never has worked. Maybe if you are applying directly to a position that's not common, sure. But right now, if you look at the market, there are millions of people going through the same thing. The issue here is by the time you apply for a job, it's already been filled, right? A lot of you know this when you see open positions on LinkedIn or any of the job boards. That does not mean that the positions are still open. Furthermore, guys, there's a lot of spammer. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Many of you, my wonderful community members, have shared with me that in job application, if they're asking for references right off the bat, for me, that's like a huge red flag. Why do you want me to waste my time to give you my references? Are you trying to steal contact information, right? Are you trying to reach out to them and sell them something? I called it scammers, not fraudulent activity, scammers. They're taking your information. They can even use your information to open credit cards, credit lines, so on and so forth. Because a lot of the stuff in the job applications, nobody should ask you your previous 10 years of your address. Yes, it's a thing now, okay? It is a thing now where a lot of the scammer pay money on the LinkedIn platform, giving the most expensive posted job descriptions where they duplicate exactly from an organization with their logo, their live job description, and create a fake website to collect all of your information. So be very cautious to never give out your date of birth, your social security number, especially the last 10 years of your addresses, because they can easily figure out who your banking institutions are. And If they really want to, like I said, AI is very powerful right now. Anyone can find anything about any person. So you have to be very cautious of that. I talk so much about networking and networking tactics. So in the VIP coaching, I talk a lot about strategizing your message, your communication, not just handwritten, a note to your potential hiring managers, but networking on videos. Okay. If you guys are interested on that, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn, and I'm the only Holly Lee who's a coach. Okay? All right. Code what Steph says. Let me just move this up here. And my voice is slowly fading away, guys. Slowly fading. But I will hang in here as long as it will permit. And for those of you who are watching, don't be afraid. Go ahead and smash a thumbs up in the video. If you are not a subscriber yet, please do so. YouTube doesn't send a notification anymore. If you download my free template and the link is in the live chat, you will get a message from me once a week when I come on live in something like this. Okay? Code with Steph says, I'm looking to apply for a SA position at Amazon. SA means solution architect. Solution architect are hot. They're still very, very hot. I would say outside of the AI world, which is data sciences, machine learning, computer vision stuff, solution architect and security role are extremely hot. For the non-tech, I'm seeing a lot of product. So if you're a product manager, a lot of the company are still surviving because of what? Their product, right? A lot of services are also product based. So if you're in the product or marketing, there are hope for you. But rather than just submitting your resume, applying for a job, again, you have to really figure a way to make yourself stand out. And if you are a solution architect, Steph, forgive me, I can't remember if I've ever reviewed your resume or LinkedIn profile. If we have not connected on LinkedIn yet, please feel free to send me a LinkedIn and let me know that you are Steph because I have quite a number of Steph. Okay? So let me know if that answers the questions. If you're just going to apply for a job directly, I would ask for you to Google it first and see who the hiring manager is for solution architect. It doesn't matter if it's in your city or your state, it doesn't matter because all of the managers at all of these companies have teams all over the world. Okay. So most likely that's within the org of the role that you're interested in anyway. Hello, Catherine. How are you? Lee, I hear congratulations. Did I miss something? Okay, let's see here. Lee says, I've been following you for a while. Oh, you got a job. Wait, where's my. Yay! Congratulations, Lee Marvin. Currently on my week 3 now. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. This is the kind of stuff that I look forward to every single week. I'm telling you guys, at the end of the day, Amazon will not shut their door because they have so many diversified products, services. I don't know what to call it. Basically, everything that B2B, B2C, B2CD, ABC, I'm totally making that up. Whatever the human needs, they have it. So Amazon is Jeff Bezos is smart. Even from the get go, he knew this day would eventually come. So he built his businesses around what people need. Even though we are in a hot recessions right now, they're merging into different phase of things. I don't know if you guys noticed, Amazon also has medical and healthcare now. That is true. And I believe you guys can join. It's $50. I believe it's $20 or $50 a month. You can have virtual healthcare and you can actually have a doctor without copay or anything that can give you prescriptions over video conference. So Amazon is merging, or not is merging, has been doing on the health care for medical as well. So they're in every single space. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your good news, Lee. Congratulations. All right. I know I'm working backward here, guys. All right. Our friend in the United Kingdom, I have an interview. Safety technician role with Amazon next week. Well, congratulations. It doesn't matter what position you're interviewing for. If you are interviewing for Amazon, it doesn't matter what level you're interviewing for. You need at the bare minimum 20 different story. Even if you messed up, you're overwhelmed, you don't remember some of your story, okay, fine. 15 different story. Different story. I talk about this a lot and I don't want it to be redundant here because Amazon does go very deep into your experience, right? So you're going to have a total of about 5 interviewer. Each one of them is going to ask you 3 to 4 questions. Okay, you guys do the math. So if you can come up with 20 different story, that would be great. If you already have an on-site schedule and you wanted to schedule a mock interview session with me, where I'm actually going to review your answer, tying them around the leadership principle, helping them polish your answer via Zoom, record it for you. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn for that. And I do have a community discount for that as well. Okay, carry on. I love these international folks. Denise, are you a 49er or Raider fan? I just I just had to ask because you mentioned Oakland. I know that the Raiders are in Las Vegas now, but it's weird. It's kind of weird to have the Raiders in Vegas. They've been in Oakland forever, like from the beginning of time. So it's kind of weird to see them in Vegas. How you're all doing, by the way? How are you holding up in this recessions? Are you still working or are you looking for work? Also, leave that in the comment so that I can cater towards a lot. Chargers, what? All right. Well, I guess it could be worse. At least it's within one of the many California team, right? All right, Charger then. Unfortunately, none of our teams made it to the Super Bowl. The 49ers didn't even make it much of anywhere, but it was a sad time this year. That's funny. The Chargers. Jonathan, welcome back, Jonathan. I landed a position. I know you have been with me for a long time. Everybody say hello to one of our old member, Jonathan Gateras. I love seeing Amazonians in here. It's very common that I do get Amazonian coming back in here on a weekly basis. I love live streaming for you guys. I love it. I love it more than making regular videos. Regular videos meaning that I will pre-record things. I'm just never a person to script my words because I feel like scripting, you have to read from the teleprompter and it takes away my personality. I'm not the most polished person. I'm the most authentic person. I feel like if I'm scripting, it's hard. It's really hard for me um, because I have to follow certain rules. I have to follow certain timestamp, and I just don't like that. That is why I'm just taking a quick break for a hot second here of doing the regular videos. And I would rather spend my time hanging out with you guys, giving you real time feedback. I do go back in to cut a lot of the bluff in my live stream. If you notice, it's not an hour or an hour and a half. It's usually being trimmed down a lot shorter. And I do take the time to go in there and put timestamp, either myself or my video editor. Okay. How are things going in Amazon land, Jonathan? Catherine. Let's give our friend Catherine some TLC here. Catherine says, I have 18 years of experience in anti-money laundering. I applied for L5 role and have loop interview next week. I feel that I am suitable for an L6. I can switch to other team if any L6 role. Here's the thing about Amazon that's very different from a lot of employer. The bar is very high, Catherine, okay? I had a lot of folks who has 10, 15, even 20 years experience who are directors at different organizations and their L5 or L6s. At Amazon, it's not the year of experience you have in the industry or your role, is what you have been doing in the last 15 years. Okay. For instance, if you spend 15 years with the background that is calling for the job descriptions, but have you actually had the level of scope, scale, tackling challenges and problems, or having project execution at the level of an L6 at Amazon? That's very different. In fact, because I've worked for Microsoft, I worked for Meta most recently, my most recent employer, and Google as well, I can tell you the bar at Amazon, it is two strike on top of Microsoft. You can get a senior L6 position at Microsoft, but at an Amazon standard, that's probably a level 4. That's what I mean. Okay. Same thing with organizations such as Google and Meta, even though the pay is a lot higher if you go level to level. But if you look at the role and responsibility, Amazon is an environment where you come in, here's a laptop, good luck. Now, here's 100 project in front of you, go fix it. So that's very different. So that's a type of experiences they're looking for as far as core competency in your background in order to meet the level 6. Hopefully that gives you more insight. Okay. So I wouldn't say look for a level 6 positions. I would say once you are in the interview process with Amazon with one team, it is a red flag. It's not an Amazon thing, guys. It is for all employers. Hiring managers don't want to see you applying to so many different positions when you're already in the loop with them, with their team, right? So that's telling the hiring manager that you're probably not serious about the role, and that could easily turn them off. So I won't be doing that. The advice I can give you, Catherine, is I would study really hard because even if you are being evaluated at a level 5, the bar raiser is going to be a level 6. Usually it's a level above you, right? If the bar raiser, hiring manager, and or a team member says, you know what, she has to have a lot of experience. We are totally down leveling her. Let's make her an offer as a level 6. They can either have you do an additional interview with one or two who are level 6 or even one level 7, or they would just give you an offer as an L6. Okay. That's how Amazon works. So I won't worry too much about applying to more job. I will not advise anybody to apply for more roles when you have already started interviewing with that team. Okay. Catherine, I would like to have a one-on-one coaching with you. Catherine, reach out to me via LinkedIn. Um, I haven't had time. My link is broken. My live stream. It's not popping up, but I am Holly Lee. If you haven't followed me yet on LinkedIn, feel free to do so. I'm the only Holly Lee. If you put Holly Lee Amazon or Holly Lee Coaching, I will pop up right away. So feel free to reach out to me directly there, and I will send you the discounted link for my YouTube community member. Okay, Catherine? So let's get you ready for the interviewed. And what I ask for you in working with me is I would need a copy or a link of the job description and your resume. I don't know how other coaches do it, but for me, I like to be prepared and know who I'm working with so that I don't waste any of our time to maximize a full hour of private coaching. I will also send you my top pick 27 questions that's very Amazon focused and also aligning to the role specific. So there's a lot of homework that I've done in the back end to prepare for our one-on-one coaching. Okay? Denise. Okay. Our friend Denise says, I am currently interviewing for a PS sales role at AWS. I was told they would get back to the schedule 2 weeks. Today was told that they're working to get availability. Is not normal. Nothing surprises me anymore, my friends. I think I'm beginning to get what my son has. I'm having trouble breathing. Well, okay. Nothing surprises me anymore. There is a delay because I'm going to assume that the hiring manager at AWS is extremely busy because they are still the only and the main company that has the most open role. Okay. So because of that, that hiring team is taking a lot of interview. So I think it's just shuffling people around. Also, once the interview process started, they have to schedule the debrief process to evaluate your feedback almost immediately within the same week. So I am just assuming that they're short on bandwidth, but I'm really glad that they actually got back to you. Okay. So keep me posted, Denise, on LinkedIn and let me know how it goes. Raider go Steve with my family. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely a Bay Area girl. I grew up all over California, starting in Los Angeles County and in my adulthood, or I should say adulting, when I started my career, it was all Silicon Valley. My heart, it's always there. But the standard of living is just so high that drove me away from the Bay Area. And so far, Arizona has been treating us really well. Lee Martin, here you go with Lee, who recently accepted accepted an Amazon. What am I saying? Accepted an offer at Amazon, and he's going on third week. And there is an Amazonian advice. I prepare 15 unique stories, also 5 general wildcard stories that can be tweaked to an LP the question is looking at. The wildcard examples really help exactly, right? You have to go in there with roughly about 20 different story. What Lee Marvin says wildcard just meaning that unique story that could be complement with any of the leadership principle. But let's be honest here. If your story is good, when you have the STAR, right, guys? What is your situation? What problem are you solving for? What was your action plan and what was the result? Okay. When you are able to come up with that, when you have all of that in the star format, you should be able to hit the LP at least 80%. Why? Because you would have customer obsession in order to solve a problem, right? You would have the ability to earn trust. You would be able to dive deep, think big with bias for action, which is your A in the STAR method, your delivery result. You need me to go on. You insist in higher standard. That's how you're able to execute in your result. I can go on and on and on. You guys see where I'm going? So don't get so fixated into creating questions on the 16 LP. You will drive yourself crazy, guys. So many of you that have landed on me, I have the privilege of helping you with your Amazon offer, and you're literally focusing on 52 stories. Have with all the LPs and 2 to 3 different examples. Stop doing that. When you do that, you're not going to remember all of your story. Cut it out. Don't do that. Focus on 20 unique stories like our friend Amazonian are sharing with you here. Okay? I've been doing this. I've been doing this for 6 years when I left Amazon 7 years ago. Nothing that I have coached is what I have been coached at Amazon. Really, it's really what's looking back at my 7 years with the organization, what's worked and what doesn't. In fact, the funny thing is, out of the 7 years I worked at Amazon, we didn't really talk about. We did not talk about the STAR method or use the STAR method like 10 years ago, y'all. That is true. I wish that I would be a marketing person and come up with my own brand and patent something similar to the storytelling techniques. I'm not a fancy marketing person. I'm just a business person who loves to coach. Okay. If you follow the format, you can't go wrong. Again, what are we doing? We are not going to create 2 to 3 example around the LP, especially right now. You don't have the time nor the bandwidth to do so. Get 20 different example, very strong. When you've got time, rather than wasting your time creating 50 different example, go back, enhance to death, modify 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, make your story stronger and better. Okay. All right. Steph says, I'm actually a software engineer working as a tech lead in Peru. Awesome. Looking to transition as an SA. That's amazing. It should be an easy transition for you because as a software engineer, you already know a lot of the infrastructure component of it. I would think it's an easy transition. If you haven't already coded with Steph, I would highly recommend. And forgive me if I've already advised for you to do so. I know you've been following me for a while. Take the solution architect certification or the SA practitioner. Okay. I recommend everybody to do that, even if you're finance, you're PM, or you're an engineer, just do it. It's just knowledge base that you may miss on some of the interview questions that you're not used to. Everything will be out on the table. Okay. So for every single person who have actually taken that advice, actually have no problem letting an interview at AWS and passing those interviews. Okay. Our Amazonian Lee says, I've got 2 repeated questions and try not to repeat my examples. Wildcard examples were useful. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that, Lee. Take a look at the profiles of the interviewer and answer according to their profile. That's always great. But you all know this. I need a moment to talk about recruiter prep here. Okay. It is your recruiter's job to prep you. It is. Okay. I don't care how busy the recruiters are. I know they're scaling as quickly as they can. It is their job to send you an email to tell you the leadership principle to focus on also send you in that email, it should include who you'll be interviewing with. Most likely not their last name, but their first name and the position title. It's very easy for you to look up who they are. If it's like, I'm totally making this, if it's like Kevin, who is a director of solution architect at AWS Seattle. I'm making that up, by the way. Okay, if you look that up on LinkedIn, there's not a whole lot of Kevin, who's a director. You guys see where I'm going in Seattle, so it's very specific. What you should do is, I will not recommend for you to send them an invite right away, be their BFF. Please don't do that, because interviewers are very busy and it makes them very uncomfortable. Feedback like this do come up during the debrief, so don't do that. Okay, it's good for you to look them up to learn their profile, and make a mental note. Right, if you're interviewing with the interviewer, um, because it's virtual, it's not on site, which is even better. I would just print out the people you'll be meeting with, or just write it out, and somewhere there I will put a little sticky note like this, guys, like this, right? I would share a little bit about things that you have in common with that interviewer or relevancy. Don't talk about the common denominator, but share either project relatable things that would keep the interviewer entertained, because you two are speaking the same language in your interview answer. Okay? Well, congratulations, Jonathan. I am very, very happy for you. You welcome, Catherine. Reach out to me, and I should be able to get back to you today. I will send you a link to my calendar, and basically, you just pick the time and date that will work for you. As soon as you do that, Catherine, it will automatically send you a Zoom invite. Once you have received that, please do send it to me either via email or on LinkedIn. I just need your resume and the link to the job description so I can get organized and prepare for our meeting. Okay? You welcome, Denise. All right. So what did we learn today? We have learned that I almost I almost said something I shouldn't, so I won't get banned from YouTube. We have learned that the world is a hot mess right now, guys. It is a hot, hot mess, okay? But there's still a lot of good things that are going on. Yes, Amazon is still on fire. Yes, they will always be there. And no, I'm not an Amazon coach. I'm just your career and leadership coach. But because Amazon is still the ongoing company that is on fire, a lot of you that comes in are interviewing at Amazon. I also have a lot of folks who recently land position at Meta, Microsoft, at TikTok, and a lot of startups. Yes, that is true. Okay. At the end of the day, don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's good for you to pay attention to the market, where the market is shifting, how the government and federal agencies are losing funding. How is that affecting you? How? Now you've got a lot of non-tech folks fighting for the same job, right? So it is a catch 22. I feel like I am talking to a lot of you guys who are in a smaller company trying to get into like the big Matang company. And a lot of my clients are also in the private public sector. I'm just a coach who's trying to help my entire community, right? Think big. I encourage you guys to be very innovative in your searches by having a strategies to rebrand yourself. You cannot, if you're applying to 50 jobs and have heard nothing, look at your resume and see how you can tweak it. Don't repeat the same cycle over and over and over again. Okay. If you need me to help you do a free, I can't talk, a free talk, Holly, a free resume reviewed, I do this in my channel live. Also, it is right here, guys. It's not working. It is not working, but I actually have a link. That link is probably in the description below. It is my LinkedIn and my resume. It's just one price. It is a very short digital course. I use my own personal example. Forgive me, it's very old. Okay. The intent of that is to teach you how to carve your resume. If you don't have a resume at all, you're in shock because you've been with an employer for 10, 20, 30 years and you're laid off. You have to start from the very beginning. It's going to save you a lot of time. So if you're interested in that, the link, the discounted link of my branding digital course is in the description, and I will also provide you with a full review once you are done. Okay. Catherine, I will look forward to your message. For a lot of you guys, thank you so much for your support. For those of you who have reached out to me, my son is finally recovering, not fully, but he is. With that in mind, I will see you guys really soon, and I will do the best that I can to come on live again next Tuesday. So if you haven't already, click on the link and download my star template. And when you do that, you're in my email list so I can send you a message so that you know when I'm coming in live. Okay? Be well and take care.